Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Raymond. I am currently in a ACE Media Studies class. This is for my ACE Media Studies class, and this is a 2-minute film opening that we had to make for a project. And it was honestly a great experience because it kind of took us out of our comfort zone. Something we never did before, but we also knew a lot about it because we learned about it throughout the year, and we learned about a ton of film openings, different ways to go at it, different ways to film, and we watched tons of videos. I mean, as a teenager, I've seen so many movies that have come out, and it's just I've seen great films, and I use my ideas and just just things that I've seen to come up with my idea for the film opening. And my idea kind of started off, as you could see in my background, I was really into cars. I mean, I have a passion for cars so high that I just can't explain. I love them. I love everything about them, and I usually do my school projects on them. But this time, I decided to change based on an idea that I got from a friend in my group who helped me create this film opening. And we decided to go the horror route instead of the racing route, the racing and action adventure. So we went to a more personal horror film, basically about a kid, a kid and his group of friends. They go to a place that they're not supposed to be, which is a women's correctional facility, which is located on US 27 in Broward County. And, you know, they you don't really know what happens to them, but we show some glimpses of things that they saw and where they went, and we try to leave the viewers hanging basically by showing our title at the very end of the film opening. But you see the main character, which is Zach Fernandez, who is also in our group, and he basically says like that shouldn't have happened to us, and that's where the film opening ends, and you just really don't know what happened. And I mean, obviously, we have a storyboard, so we have what actually does happen to the kids, which they basically just enter the prison, and then something really bad happens where like a young girl basically almost kills them, but they get away. And even though you don't see that in the film, but so yeah, we basically wanted to leave the audience hanging. Like what happened? Like, oh my God, did the kids die? Like some of the kids die because you only see the main character back, and that was our point. We just wanted to do the typical horror movie route, I guess you could say, by doing a horror film with like someone that dies. You know what I'm saying? But we tried to change it up by doing a more first-person type of camera view, which is we used a GoPro actually to film most of our footage, so it gave more of a point of view type of shot throughout the film. So it was actually more scary, or scarier as you could say, to me, and I think it will be for you guys, because you just feel in the action a little more than you would, and it just I feel like it will frighten you guys much more. Like you guys might need a new change of underwear by the time you're done watching our film opening. But I kind of wanted to just show, kids. So many teenagers in high school are doing dumb things to get themselves in trouble or killed or hurt, and they're going to places they're not supposed to be. And I just wanted to show that sometimes bad stuff does happen, and you shouldn't be somewhere that you are not allowed, and you shouldn't be. And I know a lot of horror movies go this route, but I thought doing it with the first person camera and having young kids star in the film and actually going to these places, like, it would really show you guys that it is scary. Some things do happen, and you need to be careful. Um, well, since we made a horror movie, I will basically go through it really quick for you guys. Just show you some of the shots that we did. Here you can see it's a kind of a long shot of my room, just showing the character getting ready to go on a journey. We wanted to show, like, he's getting ready, a typical day, gonna do an adventure. We kind of use the black, like the blackish touch to kind of scare you guys. Here's Zach basically saying, I'm ready to go, I'm excited, I'm nervous. We're going to the women's prison, it's gonna be scary. And then we added in the based on a true, well, here's our names. And then we added in the based on a true story aspect, to try and scare some people. And then here's where the GoPro footage begins. And this is the first person perspective I was basically talking about, how you can see everything like through the eyes of Zach, who's the main character here. And here's some footage that they got during the prison, and it's pretty scary. They went inside houses. They saw basically everything you could see. Here's the main road that the people drove in to go into the prison. And then we basically end it where they basically see something as they're walking up and they run. And then we end it there. And then he comes back to the house with his shirt ripped apart and dirt all over his shirt, his hair messed up. He's freaking out. And basically, he's like, that shouldn't have happened to us. And you don't know what happened. And that is the point. Because we want to leave the audience hanging. We want to leave them scared. We want to be like, we want to see more. And basically, we wanted to go that route, the horror film. I wish we could have actually made the entire film. It would have been very interesting to do. And, it's pretty cool. But, yeah, here I'm just going to go through it pretty fast, an aspect of it. But I'll give you a little bit of background on the prison. The prison's called the Broward Correctional Institution. It was formerly a women's prison. It was mainly all women. And it held a lot of death row inmates where they were killed. And a famous woman to work to actually attend there was Aileen Wuornos, and she killed 7 men. She was executed there in death row. One second. Yeah, and she was executed there. And I watched this video right here, as you can see, totally insane, a day before her execution. And let me tell you, she was something else. She really was insane. But at the same time, it gave us some good ideas on, like how to think when we were at the prison of like, what would someone like this do? Where would someone like this be? What would someone like this do? How bad could it have been? So we tried to think about stuff like that as we filmed, just so we have a little perspective on it. And I feel like if people knew about her, it would make the film opening much scarier than it really is. And I kind of like that idea. Here's a picture of a GoPro again. Here's the women's prison. Here's some close pictures of the women's prison. Here's the entrance, and here's the picture of an inside picture of it. But yeah, here's a good pic. This is probably the best picture of it right here. And it was closed. It was abandoned, actually, a couple years ago. And it was bought out by the city of Pembroke Pines. And when we got permission to go there, they basically said, you could go there, just don't really, touch anything, just walk around, you could film. And we actually had an officer watching, which you couldn't see, but there was an officer there, and he was watching us. The city of Pembroke Pines basically bought out this prison, and, it's a very cool place to drive by. You could drive right by it on US 27, which is a huge highway for trucks and loaders, and it takes, you could go pretty far like pretty further than a typical highway. I mean, it leads really like through Florida, I would say, like pretty far. And yeah, so I mean, the prison's just straightforward. It's just a typical prison, you know. It's cool though. Definitely something different, something I've never done before. Never been to a prison, so it was really interesting. All right, so let me just take you through the editing process, I guess. Here, let me just open up the film over here. Okay. Well, let's just shrink this for you so I can play it. All right, so in the background of our film, while it's playing, we use 3 different types of music, and we actually did it from this website called Megatracks, which my friend Robbie, who helped us edit this film, actually has an account because he's in TV production, and they allow him to have an account. And basically, they have a section of non-copyright songs where you can use them at will, and you can't get copyright issues for it. And there's no words. It's basically just beats. You know, it's just beats that people have made on GarageBand and different programs, and they allow you publicly to use them for anything you want. And so we went to that section basically, and we found some scary and some happy, and some like just terror like songs. You know, like in the beginning we used a happier tone. You know, like he's just going on adventure. And then when we went through the woods, we tried to use like a dun dun dun. You know, like something's gonna happen, but nothing really happens. And then at the end, we just wanted to have a song that, like a tone that was just like confusion, like what happened. And I think this website was very good, and it really helped us. It has many tracks. It's a very good website. It has about 1,000 tracks for each category that they have. I mean, it's amazing. And I thought I'll share with you guys some of the movies that I watched to actually help me go through this process, and things that gave me ideas. I mean, I've seen all the classics like Nightmare on Elm Street, Prom Night, Carrie, you know, Freddy vs. Jason, all those type of scary movies that you basically see. And you know, it really gave me some good ideas. And I just wanted to say, you know, my film editing skills and my skills to get a camera and like maybe not film, because the fact that we used a GoPro, there wasn't very much filming at like with a camera like in our hand and stuff, but definitely my ideas of where to film, what type of shots to film, the places we go, the scenery, you know, the mise en scène, you know, like what they're wearing, the scene, background, the colors, you know, I really greatly grew in that stage, and my knowledge of that increased dramatically. I mean, filming this opening I've literally learned so much more than I thought I could, and I did it so much better than I thought I would also, because when I went to this prison, I was honestly very scared, and I didn't think that I would get the shots that we got, and it was just great. And one second. Yeah, so it was just a great experience, you know. I really loved it, and I hope being a horror film that it would really connect with the audience, because this film honestly is a horror film meant for teenagers. You know, it's meant for a younger audience, obviously, and we just really want to scare people, and we want people to want more. And I mean, that's why I uploaded it to YouTube, as you can see here, so more people can see it. I really want viewers to see it around the world and maybe give me some feedback. And although I won't be doing another film opening, I mean, I can always do other videos. You know, it would be very cool to see what people think of my film opening and what all my hard work went through for these past 5 weeks. And you know, using iMovie to basically edit all my footage It was great. I mean, iMovie is so easy to use. You know, we used iMovie and the GoPro and Mega Tracks, and it was just everything was just a smooth ride. It was honestly a smooth ride. Didn't take much. I mean, it took 5 weeks, which is a long time, but you know, the editing process like wasn't too much. You know, we did it pacely. We tried to get a very good schedule so we weren't rushing towards the end, and hopefully it's hopefully everyone loves our idea. And I mean, as a horror movie and as something that teenagers should want to see, I really think that it will catch the eye of some people. And I really think it's a great film opening. I think Zach and Dylan, who are my partners through this process, did a great job, and we learned a lot. And it represents how teenagers need to be careful, need to watch out where they go, and stuff can really happen to them. And it also teaches me that I can learn from new things. I can get out of my comfort zone. I can also use different technologies and programs that I didn't know before, like Megatrax, iMovie, and the GoPro filming. And it really just helped me throughout the process. And I just want to say, I mean, I really had a great time filming this project. And here are some of the notes that I said for me to talk. But yeah, so I'm gonna end it here, and I had a great time. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the show.